What's up? Okay. I keep talking about making this video. I'm making it now. Nerf Rival Khaos? Sorry, I was reading a Discord message. I think this is called the Khaos. I don't remember. I don't like rival names. I don't like the Grecian... What can I say? I don't like the classics. Classical history is not my strong suit, and I don't care. Rival Khaos. Yeah, this is the Khaos. Okay, so this came out. It was like the... Ooh, we got a Thule. She's not gonna like this. She's not gonna like this video. What can I say? This came out, it was early in the series of Rival Blasters. You can tell because it still uses a magazine as opposed to like holding the blaster storage on, because once they started doing the automatic Nerf, the automatic blasters, they start with Rival, they made one with a magazine. Then they, the Hero was semi-auto, but we'll count it. It used the stick mag like the Apollo and whatnot, but at least it used the same magazine construction that it had, that they had already established. The tubes. So the Hera would use this. So like you're already using this. This one, they're just like, make a new style of magazine. Are we going to sell these individually? No. Are they finicky and annoying to load? Yes. Are they breakable? Yes. I'll talk about that in a few minutes, but 40 round capacity, that's pretty good. I mean, keep in mind, just ignore the Nemesis. Forget the Nemesis exists. No Nemesis, no Prometheus, no gods, no kings, no hopper-fed Nerf Rival Blasters. This is what you had to deal with. Big bitch. So the way it works is very similar to both a Nemesis and a Prometheus, is it uses the conveyor belt to yoink the rounds through. The flywheels, and then it's the where is it? Don't do this at home. You can't really see it, but maybe you could if you know what you're looking for. Anyway, it hits the hop up. Boom. 40 rounds of that. Very cool. Magazine release, rev switch, trigger. Let me let Tulip out. Only because I know she's not going to like this blaster. Come on. Come on. Look, dude, you knocked on the door to be let out. There you go. All my kitties are so polite. They knock on the door when they want out. Flip up sights. I'm telling you, this is my favorite thing about the blaster. Solid fucking backup sights. This feels like a Fortnite blaster. If they made a Nerf Fortnite hammer, like the hammer assault rifle in the game, like, you may wonder, like, why is she putting in the magazine funny? Look, dude, you don't understand. I have the, they released a rechargeable battery pack for, well, it worked with the Khaos and the Nemesis. Those were the two battery blasters at the time. Other than the Hera, we're not going to talk about the Hera. We're done talking about the Hera. Forget about it. And it increased performance. It was lighter than loading this thing up with C batteries, D batteries. Who cares? They're both big. They're both bulky. They both suck to have a lot. So the big concerns was this was rear heavy because of all the batteries. The battery pack, I'm not going to take it out and show it to you. I don't care. I don't have a Phillips head on me right now. You just have to trust me. There it goes. There it goes. You take and slot it in. It's like this gray, whatever. Yes, I have long since lost the AC port chargey doohickey. It's probably around here somewhere. Whatever, I don't care. This thing's on borrowed time. You got the Rival compatible rails. No, it's not PIC. No, it is not in-strike compatible. You can put in-strike attachments on it, but not very well. You can like, but it's not very secure. Anyway, big. You kind of have to like rock it in a little bit, like straight, and then. But see, because it's an angled magazine, I'm like, hello, I'm trying to talk over this big ass blaster. Because it's angled backwards, and so is the magazine port, but you kind of have to like click it in. It's not very user friendly. But very big, very bulky. This was like what? They did the Apollo, they did the Artemis, and then they did the Chaos. And so it was like, you got the pistol class, you have the secondary class, and then you have the primary class. Since they were advertising this as like a speedball, paintball kind of arena-based ball blasting experience. In practice, this would be used as that. But I'm telling you, like, you can't really be out here expecting folks to fling hella foam when you give them a 40-round mag that takes forever to load. It's 6 minutes into this review, and I haven't fired the blaster yet. Because I don't want to, because then I'm going to have to reload it. I will be reloading it on camera just to show you. Because I said in the Nemesis video that, like, oh, yeah, you know, it's super easy to reload. You, like, blast a little bit, drop them in, and how it really sucks to the old blaster. This is the old blaster. I'm going to show you the difference. 7 minutes, we now will. Just to show a little bit here. A little slow rate of fire. Maybe my batteries are starting to die, I don't know. There is a little bit of lag between pulling the trigger and a round going through, and that is because of the conveyor belt system. It is also a 4. So this stick mag that I held up just a little bit, it's basically 4 of those stacked together, bound into one singular case. 40 rounds, so yeah, they didn't even have 10 round sticks. It's either 7 or 12. Anyway. I've said it in previous videos. Safety right here. It is also battery cutoff. I've said in previous videos that I love the thump of Rival rounds going through. So, this thing loads kind of like a Springer pistol for airsoft, like an older style one, where, oh, and see, this is part of the problem. You have to slot these down and then pull them to the front to... I'm trying to do it so you can see. Like that. And now you put in the rounds. Most of them are across the room, as you can imagine, but I do have a few right here, just to show. So you could... And this is just like a little tray. Wow, that sucks, right? Well, you could do this. Now, on one hand, this style magazine's all right because you can... And like... You don't have to load it up all the way. You can actually load it only this one. The conveyor belt essentially pulls these along, and then it'll shoot this one, then it'll keep pulling, and it'll shoot the next one, then it'll keep pulling, and it'll shoot the next one, then it'll keep pulling, shoot the next one, pull, keep shooting, keep shooting. It's kind of like the Artemis and the Hades in a previous video, that like it doesn't matter what chamber. I dropped one. It doesn't matter what chamber's loaded, it will pull from whichever one's available. So that's pretty neat. I can't deny, it is an interesting magazine system. I can't say it's very good, because it's a pain in the ass to load, and then the blaster came with only one. So if you want it, and again, they did not sell multiples. Like, you could not buy an extra magazine pack for this blaster. So if you wanted to, like, run this with a kit, you had to buy a whole damn other blaster. Now, I was talking about user-friendliness, and this is easy, right? What happens if, oops, damn, I accidentally bumped the thing and it unloaded itself while I was loading it. That kind of sucks, don't it? Now, you may remember from a few seconds ago how there was a button that I pushed on this thing that locked everything up to the top. What happens if you gotta start over? And now I have a lot of rival rounds to pick up. I also know that Gravy will find all of them later. I do have some video of her playing with this magazine while this is sitting on the bed, waiting for me to make this video. I didn't get it on camera because she did it, and then I was like, hey, sorry, I'm trying to, like, lock this. There we go. So, I didn't get it on video because she had did it, and then I was like, hey, and then she, like, darted away from the magazine with her prize, a rival round for her to play with, because she had unloaded it. And by unloaded, I mean, she did exactly what the conveyor belt does. Like, she played with this little area long enough until she got one. But I set up my camera and tried to get her to do it again, and she did not. So, oh my God, there's rival rounds freaking everywhere. So this thing, you know, I showed that you can open this to make this easier. What happens if this breaks and you lose it? I don't think, do I want to try it? I don't think you can load this into the gun. Well, one, you can't load the gun at all, because that is what keeps the rounds into the... Give me a second. Also, I did say gun. I would like to clarify, it's a blaster. We in the hobby try to emphasize they're blasters, they're not guns. Because these are toys, and we don't need to say that things that are toys are guns, because police have a habit of... Y'all know. Okay. I don't think you can load this into the blaster without that top. This is me the first time doing this, okay? Okay, yeah, so it did not like that. Theoretically, it might could. You would have to remove the locks inside of it that keep... Because it was not pushing a button on the inside that made it want to shoot. Is it both of them? It's both of them. Okay, so yeah, it was not pushing on one of these. Let me try again. Yeah, I know. So, for this to work without that, you would have to modify your blaster. And odds are, if this broke, and you say it was an accident, say whatever, you're probably a child, like, who isn't going to be heavily modifying their blasters. Let's see if I can get it back in. Yeah, okay. So, like, I have I've found these blasters at like Goodwill. I tend to not pick them up unless they have the magazine, because without it, it's useless. Unless you disable the locks, you could theoretically, since it's a conveyor belt system, just drop rounds into it, and it would be a pain in the ass, and that would not be conducive to any sort of play. But that, in short, is why this blaster sucks. But it came out before the Nemesis, in that it came out, it cannot be entirely to blame, because like they made better stuff afterwards, so it's not its fault that it came out before those ideas were there. You know what I mean? So it's not its fault that it sucks, but it is kind of like a point on the graph of my, it's not a theory. I'm not saying that I'm not saying this like I'm fucking smart or anything like that, but like how the Nerf Rival series is a excellent example of how to planned obsolescence, in that each blaster that came out made the previous one obsolete, just out of like convenience and just construction. And due to how like the production cycles and planning and designing and all that on a lot of these bad boys are, it feels a little planned that like this came out, and then like a year or two later the Nemesis came out, and like that one we can kind of forgive, but it's a lot of the pistol class ones are just like, if you could make the Kronos, why did you make the Apollo? But somebody who's in the industry would know more than me, so whatever. Nerf Rival Khaos. This is actually one that normally, if I'll say like, if you find a rifle blaster out thrifting or whatever, pick it up, because like they're usually pretty fun. You can pick them up, etc. This is a no-go for me. I found one of these for like a, what was it? It wasn't at a Goodwill. It was like a specific like local thrift store, and it didn't have the magazine. It was like $1.50, and I was like, that's pretty good compared to buying it full price like I did that with this one, because I'm stupid. But yeah, without the magazine, useless. And while there are a lot of blasters that are like Nerf mainstay lines that I could say the same thing, that without the magazine it's useless, they have made it very easy to get backup magazines, and they did not with that. And it's kind of a pain in the ass to make a blaster that high rate of fire, we're going to say high because it was high at the time, and then pain to reload the magazine, didn't put in an additional magazine, and they're expecting you to like, hell yeah, high rate of fire. A lot of downtime loading the magazine. Anyway, that's all I gotta say about it. See ya.